Welcome to Chapter 7, Describing Land Interest. And again, like the previous chapter, I hope this is a lot of refresher for you. That a lot of this is, will go, oh yes, I remember that from principles as we go through. We have two new learning outcomes for Chapter 7, and that is to discuss the various methods of describing land interest and to describe the importance of accurate and complete land descriptions. Methods of describing land interest. And your book has great visuals for all of these as well. So you've got your meets and bounds, which is a method of describing the land, describing the location of the property lines in relation to some reference point. And in this, it's important to use stable beginning point to ensure endurance of description. And you will see meets and bounds in your rural property. A plat mat is the common method in residential property, and specifically in a subdivision. I believe on our TREC contracts, it's just called legal description. And in this case, what you've got is you've got names of streets, lots with numbers and sizes, and then indications of alleys and easements, and a list of covenants and descriptions in these maps. So you have like a plat, it'll map out the whole neighborhood. So if there's a park, that's going to be mapped out. And then you're going to have your street names, and then your properties are going to have a lot and a block number. And so that's going to be the most common thing you're going to see in residential, is where we put in the lot and the block number. There is a government survey. These started in 1785 to simplify subdivision of huge parcels of land. These run north and south. They have 35 prime meridians together, and usually named according to their locations, such as Salt Lake, Gila, Salt Lake Rivers, etc. And they do have a baseline. That baselines run east to west, and there's 32 baselines altogether. Adequacy of descriptions. Description by popular name, where we describe by a popular name, which may be very insufficient if the landowner owns more than one piece of property, because their name might be issued on another tract. Description by street number is considered not good either, because numbers in streets can change, so these are generally insufficient. General conveyances, such as all my real estate, those are inadequate as well. And then impermanent descriptions are considered inadequate, because these are meets and bounds that are tied to movable objects. Okay, I said that already. I just didn't change the screen. Sorry about that. Interpretation of descriptions. The language construed against the grantor. These have to be non-ambiguous description. So if there's ever a debate, the non-ambiguous is always going to trump the ambiguous. And outside evidence is permissible for clarification or a description. So if there's ever a dispute over land and oral, and in a court, oral testimony is always admissible. Any kind of documents, any kind of latent ambiguity I apologize for that, such as a typing error. Those are always deemed permissible. And if there's ever evidence that the parties didn't agree to convey the land, of course, that is going to always be admissible as well. So you're going to read the chapter. You're going to have a good refresher of these things and be able to competently discuss your 2 learning outcomes. And as always, if there's ever a part of your reading that is not clear and you want further explanation on, please email me and let's talk and see if I can use different verbiage and help clear that up for you. Wish you luck on your Unit 7 quiz, and I'll see you in Chapter 8.